Group Republican Voters Against Trump is launching a new multi-million-dollar ad campaign in some of the key battleground states that will decide the election this November. Take a look.
I'm a two-time Trump voter.
In 2024, I cannot support Donald Trump.
Trump is 100%
responsible for January 6th.
His treatment of women
is just disgusting.
Trump called servicemen suckers and losers.
If Trump has a second term,
it will be much worse than the first.
Kamala Harris is a prosecutor.
He's a convicted felon.
In 2024,
I will be
proudly voting for Kamala Harris.
Republican Accountability PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The push also features more than 80 billboards showing former Trump voters from swing states saying they'll now vote for Harris over the former president. Joining us now, Sarah Longwell, Executive Director of Republican Voters Against Trump. She's also the publisher of The Bulwark. Sarah, where exactly will this new ad run? And tell us more about it. What's the strategy behind it?
Yes, we're launching in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, and Nebraska, too, which are some of the key states where we think that Kamala Harris is going to need to overperform in order to defeat Donald Trump. And the strategy is very simple. You have got to build a permission structure for Republicans, soft GOP voters, right-leaning independents, people who are maybe voted for Donald Trump. And in fact, everybody in our campaign has voted for Donald Trump at least once, in many cases twice. But they're out on him. And what we've seen, I do focus groups all the time with voters. And one of the things we've seen is a tremendous openness from some Trump voters. Many of them are the kind of sort of Obama Trump voters back from 2016. They tend to be people who only tune in right around now as the election gets really close. And we've seen a tremendous openness to voting for Kamala Harris. People are interested. They want to hear more about what she stands for. They want to learn more. Many of them don't know that much about her, even though she was the vice president of the United States. And so they're getting to meet her for the first time. And so what we're doing is taking Republican voices, Trump voting voices, and elevating them so that is a signal, basically, as a permission structure for other Republican voters who are Kamala curious to say, you know what, just because I voted for Trump or just because I identify as a Republican, I'm interested in voting for Kamala Harris. And I'm going to do it because Donald Trump either presents such a threat or, I'll tell you, actually what we hear from a lot of these voters more than anything else is people are bored by Trump. They're bored with all of the drama. They're tired of the insults. They're tired of the lies about the election. They want to know, what is somebody going to do for them? They want to know how they're going to handle the economy, handle inflation, and they're interested in a new pitch. And that's what Kamala Harris has for them.
Yeah, Sarah, I'd add the word exhausted. So many Republicans are using that word, too, to describe Trump. So one of the major flaws with polling in recent cycles is there seems to be an undercount of Trump supporters. In part, people theorize because some are unwilling to admit to a pollster, like, hey, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. But do you think this time around we might have the opposite effect, where there may be some Republicans who might not be willing to acknowledge to a pollster or to friends and family, like, you know what, I'm not going to vote for Republican this time around. I'm going to vote for the Democratic nominee. But then actually when it comes to the ballot box, the privacy of the ballot box, push the button for Harris.
Yeah, and I think this is especially true of sort of working class women, where you'd be surprised how many of them are thinking about this race in sort of an entirely new frame. They like Kamala Harris. I mean, we're seeing with sort of non-college, white working class women, a real openness to her. Now, some of it has to do with abortion as an issue, but a lot of it is that they just feel like she's for them, is something that we say, that she seems normal. They like the choice of Tim Walz as the vice president. And so they're not 100% there yet, though. I sort of want to be clear that what they're saying is, I'm interested. I'm listening. Although in other cases, we are seeing people who voted for Trump in the focus groups. We just did one recently. I think you guys might have some sound from it, where the entire group had voted for Trump previously, and every single one of them was going to vote for Harris. And a lot of it, too, was the contrast that they see between her message as being optimistic and uplifting and Donald Trump's being doom and gloom. And that exhaustion is in there. They're just like, I'm tired of this, and I like the idea of something new.
Executive Director of Republican Voters Against Trump and publisher of The Bulwark, Sarah Longwell, thank you very much for coming on the show this morning with that. And